Hello, I'm Richard Hutchinson, one of the teaching assistants at Capella University in the School of Public Service Leadership. I've been asked here to give you a quick video on perspectives on using Turnitin. One of the things I want to note, and I'll repeat several times through the video, is that Turnitin is to be used to generate an originality report, and it aids you then in checking your work so that your work is correctly cited, paraphrased, and referenced. Before we get into some of the details, let's make sure that you know how to submit the report. And again, anywhere through this video, you can always find more help on the iGuide website. When I submit a first draft, I only submit the body of the text. I don't submit the reference pages, bibliography, or title page. I'm only interested in the originality of my actual work in the paper. So once you submit the paper and click submit, it'll ask you to upload your assignment. Once you upload it, click OK, and it will ask you to review the assignment before you click submit. Make sure that you put a title on the document so that way you can come back and easily find it once you store your results. Also, once you submit it, you will get an email confirmation that your document has indeed been submitted. Make sure that you save this somewhere because you never know when you may need it down the road. Once Turnitin processes your paper, it will generate an originality report. And this is one of the key things to understand how to use the originality report to become a better academic writer. The originality report works by looking at various electronic online databases for peer-reviewed research, textbooks, and any other works that has been submitted by other students at colleges and universities that may be using Turnitin. An important point again to realize, and I've said this just a few minutes ago, is that the originality report does not directly detect plagiarism. Okay, it merely highlights the selected matched text. Then this aids you in, again, making sure that you reference things correctly, you cite things correctly, and most importantly, to become an academic writer is that you can paraphrase properly. Even once you get your originality report back, you will get a percentage score. Just because your percentage is high does not necessarily indicate plagiarism. Because one thing you must consider that when it detects text matching, you may have quotations in there that are properly cited, properly referenced, quotation mark, everything is correct, right? But it's still going to come up on the originality report. If you see that happen and you know that you cited correctly, everything looks correct, don't worry about that part. Don't let that kind of throw you. Again, this is a good reason not to include your reference list or bibliography the first time through because it's going to match all those and then drive your originality score up. One of the things also to consider is that once you get this originality report, there are a few things you can do to adjust the originality report. And that is to take advantage of the different filtering tools that's available on the when you get the originality report. It'll allow you to filter out some of the extra references. You can omit matches that are less than a certain word length. But whenever you do those selections, make sure that you click on change effect. One of the things students ask a lot, okay, is what is a good percentage? What is a good percentage that I should be shooting for? And before I go into any kind of details on that, if you have questions, always refer back to your instructor for if they have any specific requirements for the course. As a general guideline in academic writing, you want to try to aim for an originality report or a matching score of 15% or less. However, if that 15% or whatever your score is all comes in one or two main sections of your paper, then you would have to go back and reconsider. Maybe you didn't paraphrase correctly, maybe things weren't cited. In other words, you want to see the 15% of that score kind of spread out through your paper. One of the last things we want to consider about is what's the value of using Turnitin. And how does that make you become and help you become a better academic writer? And certainly one of the things you realize that when you become an academic writer, one of the things you want to develop is the skill set of being able to synthesize and evaluate information and generate that into your own original work. Turnitin can help you do that. You can use that originality report as a way to review and reflect upon your development as a writer. For example, when you're looking at quotations and referencing, make sure that you are quoting things properly using the correct APA format, and make sure the quotations marks are in the correct spot and the reference itself is correct. Paraphrasing, one of the most important skills that you'll need to develop as an academic writer, especially when you get to your phase of writing your thesis or your dissertation. When this comes into one of the longest sections of a dissertation or thesis, that of the literature review. A literature review is not just a laundry list of research publications. You have to be able to take this material that you've read and synthesize it and represent it, and so that your synthesis is directed toward your research. A very key tool for a new academic writer to develop, and probably one of the most difficult. So once again, my name is Richard Hutchinson. You can reach out to us if you have any other questions about using Turnitin, and I want to thank you for taking your time to watch this video.